Hey, welcome back to the channel. We are back with another video. Today, I wanted to do a full wear impressions, my first full wear of this fragrance. I've tested it before. I've mentioned it in a few other videos. First time I tried it, I was not impressed with it. It was far too sweet for me. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, the fragrance we are talking about is Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Elixir. This came out in 2022. And it has been super popular. Another fragrance company, another house jumping on the Elixir bandwagon. I have thoughts about this one. I'm going to jump right into it. First, let's take a look at the notes for Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Elixir. The notes for Paco Rabanne 1 Million Elixir, top notes are apple and Divana. Mid notes are damask rose, cedar, and osmanthus. And the base notes are vanilla absolute, tonka bean, and patchouli. Man, so where do I start with this fragrance? When you first put this on, you are going to be overwhelmed with sweetness. This is probably one of the more concentrated, syrupy, balsamic type sweetnesses that I've ever smelled on my skin personally. It is overwhelming to say the least to my nose. This is not something that really fits the mold for the type of fragrance that I prefer to wear. I'm okay with sweet, but when there's something else balancing out that sweetness, be it something fresh, maybe a little bit of lavender, essentially what I'm getting here is just a sweetness that is not rounded out with anything else. So to kick things off, this thing is not very dynamic. It's not very complex. That's fine, okay? Because fast forward to the dry down, that is my personal favorite part of the scent, and that is what you are essentially left with. However, I can't really jump on board just yet with a fragrance that takes a while to get there. If it was like 15 minutes of that overwhelming sweetness, maybe. However, it takes a while, at least it took a while for me to come around to how sweet this thing actually is. There's also other aspects to this. Let's just talk about the mid of the fragrance. The mid becomes far more feminine on my skin than I was anticipating. Very floral. I get a lot of that damask rose in here, along with vanilla and amber. Does it smell like other things? Yes, it smells like other sort of bubblegum sweet fragrances. The curveball here is those florals. They are dominant, they are pronounced on me, and I picked them up right away. So aside from the dry down being the best part of this fragrance, the other thing that stood out to me is its overall performance. I got fantastic performance from this scent. It lasted all day. I was really pleased with the overall performance, although it does sit closer to the skin around the 5 or 6 hour mark. Projection was fantastic for the first couple of hours, so I was getting wafts of it as I went through my day. Also, where this is limited is in its versatility. It's going to be better for an evening out. However, it's not too dressed up. It can't be too dressed up. It's just too laid back and youthful with that overwhelming sweetness. I would say that this is the most youthful elixir of the bunch. Of all the elixir fragrances that I've tried, this one is with all certainty the most youthful. So if you're a younger guy, if you're, high school, early 20s, around that age frame, this one might work well for going out at night, hanging with friends, that type of thing, possibly a date night. But I would not wear this in a dressed up situation where you're wearing a suit or going to a wedding or a work event or something like that. It's just too casual. That brings me to the value that you're getting. I will say it's priced accordingly with other elixirs on the market, middle to high-end designer fragrances in particular. So right now on Macy's.com, for a 1.7 ounce, you're gonna be paying $114. For the 3.4 ounce, $145. And for the big boy, 6.7 ounces, $190. So it is not cheap by any means. However, you are getting good longevity, but again, you're not getting the versatility that you might get from something like, and I'm biased now because this is my favorite elixir release in general, is like a Boss bottled elixir that is far more versatile in my opinion. You can wear that in far more situations than you'd be able to wear the 1 Million Elixir. Overall, it is not a terrible scent. You have to like sweet fragrances, and you have to be able to live with a very sweet fragrance for at least an hour or two, because that is how long that sweetness lingers. It's really a sweet fragrance throughout the life. However, through the mid, you're going to get a little bit more of those woods, more of that vanilla comes in, settles things down a bit, and you're getting far more florals. You have to like rose. Rose is a prominent note here. So it is a little bit feminine for what I would consider a masculine line of fragrances. This one is the most feminine in the line, with all those florals, rose in particular. That's not saying much. I wear rose all the time. That's where I would categorize this one, is a unisex fragrance that is, for one portion of the scent, the mid is really feminine. Now the dry down, impressive dry down. I love the vanilla here. Again, those woods and rose are still there, but they fade to the background. And this really becomes a powdery, warm, ambery vanilla with a little bit of patchouli. And that's it. But I really enjoy the dry down. It's my favorite part of this scent. I just wish it didn't take so long to get there. So overall, the dry down is the winner here. Amazing dry down. One thing I should also mention is I know a lot of people are sensitive to powdery fragrances. This is powdery beginning around the mid to the dry down. So it was more powdery than I had anticipated. I was not expecting a powdery fragrance from the 1 million line, but it's definitely powdery. That's my first wear impressions of Paco Rabanne's 1 million Elixir. Overall, it's not one that I plan on adding to the collection. The only Elixir, as I said, I really enjoy is the Boss Bottle Elixir. And if you guys have not watched the video that I did on that scent, go check it out. It is amazing fragrance and my personal favorite Elixir release of all time up until this point. That's my thoughts on Paco Rabanne's 1 million Elixir. I would love to know what you guys think of the fragrance. I'm also going to link it down below. If you guys want to try it, I will link it down below. That's my thoughts on Paco Rabanne's 1 million Elixir. I would love to know what you guys think of the scent. Drop it in the comment section down below. I will also link the fragrance in the description. But if you like what you saw today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you are updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.